पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ओम नमो गुरुभ्यः श्री मेधा दक्षिणामूर्ति स्वामिने नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। I welcome you all to this fourth session of Kaivalyopanishad conducted by Shri Prempuriji Maharaj Ashram Trust, especially under the Ya Samsmarana Gita Chintan Mala. Blessings to all those who are involved in making this possible. The Kaivalyopanishad, which is a dialogue between Rishi Ashvalayana and Brahmaji. In the last session, we saw the sloka Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthaha Sannyasa Yoga. So, Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitarthaha. So, that Brahma Vidya, which Ashvalayana Rishi was seeking, it is the Antargata of Vedanta Pramana. The means, the authority from Brahma Vidya is Vedanta. And even before that, Brahmaji spoke regarding the sadhana, what we need for preparation. What we need for preparing our mind. We need Shraddha, Bhakti, Dhyana. We need to be associated with Shraddha. Bhakti hi devotion. Shraddha is trust for a length of time to discover the truth which we are able to appreciate. Once we appreciate a little bit our reality, and then we pursue it with Shraddha. So the pursuance goes along with some appreciation initially. So that is Shraddha, Bhakti is devotion, commitment, and Dhyanam is meditation, is focus, being focused on the subject matter is Dhyanam. So all this Shraddha, Bhakti and Dhyanam you should connect with the subject matter which is Brahma Vidya. For the sake of Brahma Vidya, Shraddha. For the sake of Brahma Vidya, Dhyanam. For the sake of Brahma Vidya, devotion, bhakti, upasana. Okay? So then all these things we saw, and then also very clearly Brahmaji dismissed that doubt regarding what about karma, what about putra pautradi. So all those upayas, Brahmaji dismissed them. They're all avantara upaya, they're all paramparena upaya. They're not the direct means, because our focus is on the direct means. So, then the direct means involves Shravanamana Nididhyasana, and for that some Vairagya. That is why Tyagena Ekena Amritatva Manashu. So that we saw. And that Amritatva is Parena Nakam Nihitam Guhayam. We saw how this is, which is even better than all the sukha which one would experience after giving up this body and traveling to different worlds. Then the last shloka we saw in the Vedanta Vijnana Sunishitartha, in the shloka itself we saw that Te Brahma Lokeshu, if he doesn't make it here, absolutely no problem. He is getting entry into the Brahma Loka, which is even higher than Swargadi Lokas, and where Brahmaji himself will be teaching him Tat Tvamasi, the Mahavakya, where the Vedanta Vijnana Sunishitartha can happen there. The Artha Spurana, the Phala of the Shravana can happen there in Brahmaloka also. Then for someone who is here like us regarding meditation, we need to see idanim brahma jnana vaptyartham upasana kartuhu upaveshanarte desha visheshadikam maha. So for someone who is taking up to upasana after Shravana, one who is wanting to meditate. So for them, what is the upaya? Vivikta deshe, that is a shloka we'll see today. Vivikta deshe cha sukhasanastah shuchis samagriva shirasharirah atyashramastah sakalendriyani nirudhya bhaktya swagurum pranamya. Vivikta desha would mean ekanta desha. So where it's a secluded place. Let us see the translation for this. Translation is, one should be seated in a clean, secluded place, Vivikta desha, in a comfortable posture, sukhasanastah, with the head, body, and neck in alignment. Samagriva shiras shariraha. Then atyashramastah, in the attitude of renunciation. That is the translation here. Sakalendriyani, having nirudhya, having the senses within one's control. And bhaktya swagurum pranamya, with devotion, having bowed down with devotion to one's teacher. So Vivikta desha is secluded place. So secluded place is a place where there is no hustle and bustle of this. Hustle and bustle is not there. It is a little bit away. A place which is secluded is a little bit away, where the air is clean. And from your own side, you don't carry your mobile phone. So if you have the mobile phone, it means you are in touch with the entire planet. Only you cannot speak to someone who is in Mars. So this is what as Swami Puja Swami Dayananji used to say in his class regarding carrying mobile phone. So Vivikta desha doesn't involve carrying your phone also. Then Vivikta desha also means Vivikta kala, Vishesha kala, in a time where there is not much of a noise. We'll see all that as we see the commentary of Shankaranji Maharaj. Then Sukhasanastah. Sukhasana can be any asana in which you don't feel uncomfortable. You can sit for a length of time. Sukhasana itself is an asana. But here Sukhasana would be in any comfortable posture. We'll see in the commentary that also. Then Shuchihi, clean place. You cannot meditate in your garage. Although your garage can be a secluded place where people don't really live, but it is not a clean place. But also, the Shuchihi also means the cleanliness in terms of taking a shower, taking a bath, and also in terms of your mind being prepared, mind being ready. That is also involved. We'll see that also in the commentary. Samagriva shiras sharirah. Samagriva shiras sharirah. Griva shabda means neck, shiraha is head, and sharira is your trunk, back, the major portion of your body. This should all be in one line. Samaha is one line, not a horizontal line. If it is horizontal line, that means you are lying down. So it is a vertical line. Vertical in one straight line, they all should be. So that is samagriva shiras sariraha. Atyashramastah, which is, we know ashrama. So we know Prempuri ashrama, we know Kailasa ashrama, we know Swami Dayananji ashrama. Here ashrama would mean the four. It doesn't mean ashrama in terms of the place. It means the ashrama in terms of your lifestyle. Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyasa. Amongst this ashrama, this person is taken up to Sannyasa ashrama. Sannyasa ashrama, so his full-time commitment is for Shravana Manana. Even Brahmchari ashrama, full-time commitment for Shravana Manana. Then Brahmchari ashrama, it takes up to Grihastha ashrama because he has to give back something for the society. So that is a Grihastha ashrama. Dhanyo Grihastha ashrami. So they are the ones who are able to support all the other ashramas. Then after that, then it is going to be taken up to Vanaprastha, where there is a lifestyle of pilgrimage. Then the final ashrama, sannyasa ashrama. So it is atyashrama is sannyasa ashrama. In sannyasa ashrama also there are different types. We'll see that also. Then sakalendriyani nirudhya. Nirudhya is having in your vasha, having in your hands. What should you have in your hands? All the indriyas. All the indriyas. Indriyas means all your senses. The senses should not look somewhere, keep looking who is going, what they are doing and all that, right? The senses should be in your say. And the senses also include the mind. Nirudhya. Bhaktya swagurum pranamya. Then you, with a lot of devotion, Bhaktya is Bhakti Purvaka, Guruhu Bhaktya Pranamya. So Pranamya is you prostrate, you with a lot of devotion, you salute your Guru mentally or physically, and then you sit in the meditation and then continue the meditation. So this is a preparation for the meditation. The next shloka will be about meditation itself. So if you look at this shloka, now we can go into the Shankaranaji's commentary and see what he has got to say, right? Come. So, Vivikta Desha is Ekanta Deshe. The Chakara Shabda, Cha Shabda also means Ekanta Desha means secluded place. The Cha Shabda, Shabdate, Avyakula Kalepi. Avyakula Kale is a very secluded time also. Brahma Muhurta. Brahma Muhurta is 2.5 hours before sunrise. So it can be starting around 3:30 in the morning or 4 in the morning. So any comfortable time which is also quiet, you can choose. Sukhasanastaha, Sukham Anudvegakaram, Sukham Anudvegakaram, Darbhadi Asanam, Sukham Anudvegakaram Asanam, where you are not disturbed. Anudvegakaram Asana is asana where you are not disturbed, where you don't keep trying to wobble and settle and all that. There are some people who learn yoga, and especially if they are from outside of India, they learn yoga, and then for them sitting on the floor is a new thing. And when they are seated on the floor, they keep adjusting themselves like this. They keep adjusting themselves until they settle down. Like that, they keep adjusting. But they, it's good to adjust a little bit. But then, it's not good if you are not comfortable in the posture and you keep on adjusting, right? So that is a Sukhasanam Darbha. You can use a Darbha, Kusha, a grass also as an asana. Tasmin tishtati iti Sukhasanastaha. Shuchihi, then the Shuchihi word is there. Shuchihi is Bahihi Antah Shaucham Shauchavan. Bahihi Antah. Bahihi Antah. Bahihi is outside cleanliness, and in terms of snanadi, you'd be surprised that in our culture we have this habit of taking a shower every day in the morning. There are cultures in the world where this is not a must. They won't take a shower, sometimes even for several days, or they only would take shower only in the evening. There are people like that. So even taking a shower, taking a bath in the morning itself is a cultural thing. So this is the Bahishuchihi. What is Antashuchihi? Antashuchihi is having your mind free of relatively free of all the disturbances, relatively free from raga dvesha, relatively free from your omissions. What did I not do? And commissions. What I should have done? This is all the disturbances in the mind possible. So relatively free from those disturbances. One Mahatma used to say that if someone is meditating for say 20 or 30 minutes, that quality of meditation in that 20 minutes is decided by how much his mind has been in his control rest of the time, which is rest of the 23 hours and 40 minutes, how settled you had been conducting yourself, that decides the quality of that 20 minutes of meditation. And if the 20 minutes meditation is of very good quality, then that helps for this person to conduct himself with a relative cheerfulness, relative calmness for the rest of the time. So it works both ways. So someone who is relatively settled in his mind, that is Suchihi. What else about Samagriva? Samagriva Shiras Shariraha is what is called Riju Kaya. The Kaya is a body, body is straight, that is Riju Kaya. Samanani Grivacha Shirascha Shariramcha Yasya Saha. So this is a samasa, is the person who is having a straight posture. Padma Swastikadi Asanasta ityartha. Padmasana, Swastikasana, these are the asanas one can choose. Padmasana and Swastikasana will help you to have your body, neck and head in one straight line. There's also Siddhasana, Sukhasana, any of these asana which can help in this straight posture. Then ityartha atyashramastah atyadhikah ati adhikah. So he has crossed Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, Kutichaka, Bahudaka, Hamsa, Hamsebhyaha, Ashramaha. So here we're going to see the different types of sannyasa ashrama. First, Brahmacharya we know, it's a life of a student, and Grahastha we know, life of a householder, and Vanaprastha is life of pilgrimage, of a pilgrim, and the sannyasa ashrama can be also of 4 categories. The categories are, it can be Kutichaka. These Kutichaka sannyasis or Mathadipatis, they stay in one place. Kutichaka sannyasis, they stay put. And they don't eat anywhere else. They eat only Matha Bhojana. They might have taken to Shika, having a tuft of hair. Shika Sutra is having the sacred thread. They might retain all those. That is Kutichaka sannyasa. Then the next category of sannyasa is Bahudaka. Bahudaka sannyasis, they might also have Shika and Sutra, and they are given to Madhukara Vritti. Means they don't stay in one ashrama. If they stay in one place, it might not be more than 3 days, or they may be staying in one place, but they will be taking bhiksha from outside more than one place. That is Madhukara Vritti. Madhu is bee. The bee, what it does, it goes to several places, several flowers, and collects its food, right? Collects its nectar. It doesn't just stick to one flower. Goes to several flowers, takes that. The advantage of a Madhukara Vritti is that way this sannyasi doesn't put the pressure on the burden on just one home. He makes it easy by taking a little bit of rice from here, dal from there, or roti from here, dal from there, like that. And the Madhukara Vritti also means this sannyasis, they eat after they have finished, after the family has eaten. So they wait for that to over, wait for them to finish their meal, and then go and collect. This is Madhukara Vritti. Then Hamsa Sannyasi, or like the swan, like the swan can separate water from milk. Kshira, Nira, Viveka, that way there is Vivekis, Atyanta Vivekis. They are Viveki, and but they can also be Madhukara Vritti. They can be given to Madhukara Vritti also, which means they will be going to different houses for their bhiksha. Then Paramahamsa Sannyasis. So this Hamsa Sannyasis, the one distinction is they won't stay more than 3 days in one place. Paramahamsa Sannyasis also, they don't stay more than 3 days in one place, but they are given to Shravana Manana for their whole lifetime. So all these sannyasis category should be given to Shravana Manana. But in addition to that, these other sannyasa categories, they have some niyama also. But whereas for Paramahamsa Sannyasa, for the sake of Atma, Anatma, Vastu Jnanam, he has given up everything in total, and he has committed himself totally for Shravana Manana. That is the Paramahamsa Sannyasa. Ko vidhi, ko nishedaha. He doesn't have anything restricting him for his noble cause of living a life of sannyasa and for Shravana Manana. Now, this is the 4 types of sannyasi. Atyashrama would be the Paramahamsa sannyasi. So, Atyashramastaha. So, this person who is trying to meditate, he can remain as a Paramahamsa sannyasi and pursue this. So, this is for somebody who has taken up to sannyasa. For us also, relatively, when you have relative objectivity, relative vairagya, we can apply this shloka and we can also sit in a quiet place and meditate. So what else is remaining to prepare? Sakalendriyani niruddhya. So what does that mean? So that would mean Sakalendriyani nikhilani samanaskani, including the mind, niruddhya. Niruddhya is having a say over your mind and senses and directing them. You don't get directed by the mind and senses. Just like the dog has to wake the tail. The tail should not wake the dog, right? So that is called, having relative say over your senses and the mind also. Jnana karmendriyani niruddhya. So we saw jnanendriyas or the 5 senses, and karmendriyas or the 5 senses of action. So people may not be familiar with what is karmendriya. I would say karmendriya would be, I would like to say then the hands, legs, the faculty of speech, and your system of reproduction, and your indriya for excretion. So these are the 5 karmendriyas. So everything should be in your vasha. So that is what is told here. Swasva pracharebhyah avarudhya, because they all have a tendency to go after the Vishaya Sukha. Vishaya Sukha Ninda is not here. Vishaya Sukha Ninda is not here. What is here is you having to make your senses and mind available for your meditation. So bringing back the mind, bringing back the senses is also part of meditation. Alright? So that kind of making them available for you is niruddhya. Then bhaktiya devavat adhikyat. Either you consider your guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Either you consider the guru as a devata or even more than that. Some people consider the guru as more than even a devata, which is good, provided he is a competent guru. I remember one devotee coming to an Advaita ashrama and mentioning about her guru. And her guru is a very popular person. And so popular means very popular, thousands of followers, devotees and millions. And they also have some kriya, they practice some things and they advertise them, and they kind of run an ashram based on their membership and all that and things like that. So this woman was very devoted to that ashram. So when she mentioned about her guru, she was saying that my guru is a devata, he is an avatara, and yet he is very humble. He is a Bhagavan, but he is very humble. He says he is very modest. He says he is nothing. So she kept on saying like that. So this is an Advaita ashrama where people, they have a Shastra Vichara. So they said, if you call your guru as Bhagavan, the Bhaga Shabda would mean all Aishwarya, which would mean this guru should not be after donations. So that Bhaga Shabda is, the Bhagavan Shabda is reserved for Bhagavan, Ishvara. And they also tried to say, the guru saying that, I am nothing, I am modest, I am a simple person and all that, is not real teaching. That is wrong, they said. The guru should say that I am Brahman and so are you. You are also Brahman. That is the real guru. Someone asked Puja Swamiji, who is a guru? Puja Swamiji said, a guru is someone who has been a Sishya. He should have been a Sishya. That is a guru. And a guru is someone who can make you independent. You can make you independent. Not that he will make you put him as an avatar and he is something, I cannot be that. And so you continue doing what you are doing. You continue your ignorance. It doesn't work that way. So guru is something who can make you see, who can make you independent, who can make you free. And he has to have the parampara of being a Sishya. Because people consider people who don't have a Guru Sishya background, people think they are the real avatars. They think mystics as avatars. So all this clarity should be there regarding Guru. So your Guru, Swagurum Swasya Tattva Tattvamasyadi Arthasya Avabodhakam Pranamya. So he should be Tattvamasyadi, the Guru who has been teaching you Tat Tvam Asi, you are that. Not that you are nothing and I am nothing and we are all nothing. So it should be about you being Brahman. That should be the teaching. Pranamya prakarshena natva ityartha. Prakarshena natva, with all due respects, not just by words. Kayikam vachikam. By your words, deeds and action, you be very humble to your Guru. And here it means, here because he is seated for the meditation, he mentally brings his Guru and does a namaskar and then he continues. How does it continues? The next sloka. Anantaram. Next sloka is sloka number 8. Hrit pundarikam virajam vishuddham vichintya madhye vishadam vishokam achintyam avyaktam anantarupam shivam prashantam amritam brahmayonim. Hritpundarikam is Hridaya Kamalam. Hridaya Kamalam. Hritpundarikam Vichintyaru. Hridaya Kamalam. In the Hridaya, in your heart. Then why it is called Pundarikam? It is figurative in the heart, lotus heart, which is taken to be the lotus. Virajam Vishuddham, the lotus shaped heart that is untainted and clear. Virajam is untainted, Vishuddham is clear. Vichintya Madhye Vishadam Vishokam, meditate upon the self that is pure, griefless, unthinkable, unmanifest, and focus. Unmanifest of endless focus, ever auspicious, that is Shivam, ever auspicious. What else? Peace, Prashantam, and Amritam, immortal, and Brahma Yonim, origin of all creation. So this meditation we do about Brahman in our hearts, Hritpundarikam. So that is the sloka translation. Because the Virajam Shabda, Hritpundarikam, it's in a lotus-shaped heart. They say that the heart, we had imagined like a lotus, inverted lotus, and we'll see the description in the commentary here. Virajam is Vigatam Rajaha, the Rajaguno. The Rajas Guna, what in this, it is gone. Virajam Vigatam Ragadvesham. Because Ragadvesha is predominantly Rajoguna. So that it is not there. Vishuddham. Vishuddham is, having relative, once the Ragadvesha Samana has happened, then the Shuddhata is there. What is Shuddhata? Shuddhata in terms of our mind being free from hate and guilt, or guilt and freedom from guilt and hurt, not hate, guilt and hurt. So that kind of a freedom. Omissions and commissions is that kind of a disturbance due to our omissions, what we haven't done, disturbance due to commissions, what we have done and all that, what we should not have done and all that, it's not there. That is a Vishuddha Manaha. Vishuddha Manaha. Then Vichintyam. Vichintya. You have to meditate. Vichintya here means Dhyatva. Dhyatva. It is meditating. That is Vichintya. Especially meditating. Madhye. Having this kind of a thought in the middle of your heart. Vishadham. In your heart. Vishadham. Vishadam will swachha, cleanliness, clean mind. This is not clean mind, this is the clean, it is swachha, it's a Brahma Swarupam. Brahma Lakshanam is swachhata. Then Vishokam. Vishokam, Shokaha Rahityam. There is no Shoka. Why there is no Shoka? Because it is Shuddha, it is Sattva Shuddhi. Because Virajam, because of all these reasons, it is also free from Shoka Moha, free from samsara, afflictions of samsara. We should not say free from samsara, free from the afflictions of samsara in terms of Shoka Mohadi. And Achintyam, we just saw Vichintya, we meditate upon this, but this it's the reality itself is what? It is Achintyam. Achintyam, Achintyam is what? It is not something which can be objectified. It is not something which is available as an object. It cannot be objectified. It is a subject himself. So it cannot be objectified. Okay? And avyaktam. Avyaktam would mean it is not available. Why it cannot be objectified? Because it is avyaktam. It is not something available for your pratyakshadi pramanam. All your senses, they cannot objectify. It is not available. It is avyakta. It is not manifest. That's what avyaktam would be. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It is anantam. It is what to talk about its existence. It is all pervasive. It is sarvagataha. There is no place or no kala when it was not there. It has been there for time immemorial. It is anantam and ananta rupam. Its form is really, it is formless, but it is in reality all pervasive. Then Shivam, Kalyanam, Mangalam. It is Shivam. It is very auspicious. There is no kalanka in your reality as Brahman. Then Prashantam. Prashantam is Prakarshena Shantam. It is prashanta is because of the mind being the cheerfulness is real cheerfulness, because the mind is free from all the murkata, all the avidya, mind is free. So that kind of a prashantam. Amritam. Amritam, it is free from the onslaught of time. Amritam. Brahma yonim. Brahma yonim. It is Brahman, which is the yoni, which is the adhisthana for the entire creation, or it is the yoni for Brahma. Yoni for even Brahmaji, who is the cause for the creation. So here we will have to see the commentary as given by this Shankaranaji Maharaj. Hrit pundarikam hridaya kamalam panchachidradi visheshanam. Panchachidradi visheshanam. Chidra is all the 5 holes. The heart, which has got the 5 holes in terms of arteries entering and coming. Those 5 chidras they are talking about. So basically it is in the Hridayakasha. In the Hridayakasha, so it's very clearly it is here, and that doesn't mean it is not here in the head. So it is buddhau. We should take as a buddhau. Everything has to happen in our buddhi. So someone asked, is buddhi there in the head or in the heart? And one Mahatma used to say, the head is the office of buddhi, the heart is the residence of the buddhi. The head is the office and heart is the residence, they say. So whether Brahman, if you ask Brahman is in the heart or the head, Upasakas can have different answers. Vedanti's answer is both the head and heart are within the perception of Brahman. They both are available for your perception. Okay, so this discussion is not worthy whether the heart, buddhi is in the heart or the head. You are talking about your reality, which is the adhisthana, which is the reason why even heart is what we see as heart, and mind, buddhi is what we see as mind, as buddhi. Okay, so in your intellect you can take, and we don't have to be specific about the location of the intellect, just like I said. So virajam, virajaskam, apagata ragadveshadikam, virajaskam, rajas guna as which is a source for kama, krodha, lobha, moha and all that. Lobha. So that rajas guna, there is a virajam. Virajam means it is free from rajoguna. And relatively free, not absolutely free, relatively free, because we may need rajoguna also. It's all Ishvara Vibhuti. When they are in your control, it is a Vibhuti. Just like we saw yesterday, Ragadvesha can be put in the category of something which has to be dealt with. But Ragadvesha, the Raga of Shankaracharya Maharaj, thinking of writing Bhashya, or the desire by Bhagavan Shri Krishna to teach Gita, that is all very positive, right? So the Ragadvesha can be a Vibhuti also. Dvesha towards Anachara can help you to be a more Acharavan, right? So this Ragadvesha can be Vibhuti also. Likewise, Rajas also can be a Vibhuti. Why? Because if there is too much tamas, then some Rajas will help you to be active and take you away from tamas. Suppose if there is a instruction not to sleep in the afternoon, not to sleep in the noon time, then that everybody after lunch they feel like dozing off for a little bit, right? So then the tamas has to be, especially if you are working in the office, you cannot afford to do that. So what you do, you employ some rajas, you get up, walk a little bit and all that, and that rajas will help you for what? The rajas will help you for coming back to your routine, your activity. And rajas itself can be managed by bringing in sattva guna. That is why the vishuddham. Vigata samasta dukkhadi dosham. So when you bring more sattva guna, what happens is dukkha, then the rajoguna samana will happen, rajoguna will be in control, and because of that what happens is your dukkha, because of your raga dvesha, the shoka moha and dukkha, that dukkha will relatively subside, and then that relative subsiding of dukkha, of dosha, raga dvesha and dukkha is called vishuddha manaha. Vishuddham, it's called vishuddham, and this vishuddham is what? It is Brahma Swarupam. Vishuddham is, it is a Visheshana given for Brahman. Vichintya. So because what we said, Brahman is avang mana gocharaha. So it is beyond our faculty of speech and mind. That means we have to look at what Brahman in terms of all those lakshya pada. Lakshya pada. These are lakshya. They all point to that Brahman, which is your Swarupa, and we have taken ourselves to be Ashuddham. We have not taken ourselves to be Vishuddham, we have taken ourselves to be Ashuddham by taking ourselves to be the Deha and all the kleshas, malinas of the Deha, right? So that way, Brahman is Vishuddham. Vigata samasta dukkha adi dosham. Then vichintya. This Brahman we vichintya. We visheshena dhyatva. We meditate upon this Brahman in a very particular way. Visheshena means in a very particular way. We just don't do meditation of Brahman, meditation of all this lakshya pada of Brahman on our own. We take up to Shastra and then very specifically we do meditation. Madhye hridaya pundarikasya antaha. Inside the hridaya pundarikam. Madhye word is there in the shloka. Then vishadam. Vishadam means nirmalam. Shuddha spatika sankasham ityartha. Nirmalam, it is like a crystal. That means the clarity is there. It is so clear. It is crystal clear. Not having any dosha. Nirmalam. Then vishokam. Vigata shokaja dukkham vishokam. The dukkha because of shoka, that is gone. That is vishokam. Because why? It is because shuddham, because it is vishuddham, because it is virajam, it is also vishokam. Ananda purna hridayam smitananam chaityartha. Ananda purna hridayam. The hridaya which is filled with ananda. So that cheerfulness, because of this relative control, that cheerfulness comes in the face also. That is what is called smitananam. That smile is there. Half closed eyes and then the smile is there. Because of the happiness inside. Then what is the other part of the rest of the sloka? Vastutaha tu achintyam. But in reality, Brahman is achintya. So this meditation is not really on Brahman itself, because Brahman itself is achintyam. Vastutaha tu achintyam. Vang manasati tatvena pratyaya santati avishayam. So the part, or if you want to objectify anything, an object, it is available as an object. Part, if I say, I can show you this is the part, I can objectify the part for you. Likewise, Brahman is not available for objectification. It is a subject. It is adhisthana because which everything gets its status of being an object. Right? So that is why it is not something we can just put in front of you and say this is Brahman. This is your Swarupa. Your Rupa, I can put a mirror in front of you and say this is your Rupa. But when it comes to your Swarupa, only words such as Vishuddham, Virajam and Vishadam, Vishokam, these words which indicate what in reality you are, so that you correct the error about what you think you yourself to be. So these words can be used, these words from Shastra can be used. They can be used as a mirror to show your Swarupa. But the regular mirror only can show your rupa. It can objectify your rupa. The regular mirror can objectify your rupa, whereas the swarupa itself can be shown in terms of this lakshyartha, in terms of lakshyartha of these words which we saw. Vang manasati tatve hetuho. What is the hetu? Because why do you say it is beyond the reach of the words and mind? Because the hetu is it's avyaktam. It is unmanifest. Because of it, all the manifestation gets its satta, reality, but it itself is unmanifest. Avyaktam. Shabdadi asesha vishaya shunyatvat aspashtam avyaktam asatvam parichedam cha varayati. What do you mean by avyaktam? Is it aspashtam? Is it not clear? Or is it shunyam? If you ask all this question, to answer that, the next word, which is what? Anantarupam. Na vidyate antaha yatta rupanam shariranam yasya saha anantarupastham. So it is anantarupam. It is anantarupam means it has got no boundaries. It is so formless, at the same time so available everywhere, so much present everywhere, so much presence. Its presence is there everywhere, and without its presence, nothing gets its presence. So that kind of a presence it is, and it is especially in the form of your own swarupa, which you cannot negate. There is no person in this world who can say that he does not exist, right? So the shunyata is not there. Even to say shunya, even to say there is nothing, you have to be there, right? Even to go to heaven and say this is heaven and I'm enjoying and all that is not possible without you. If you go to whatever loka, Golok, Vrindavan, Shivlok, Vaikunta, wherever you go, you have to be there to experience and enjoy all that. That you is the subject matter. That you is not available for objectification. But without that you, no experience is possible. That is the you we are talking about. That is the reality we are talking about. Desha kala vastu paricheda shunyam. The shunyata is in terms of paricheda shunyam. The vastu is not shunyam. The reality is not shunyam. But the reality has the absence of any boundary in terms of desha or kala or vastu. That kind of a reality. Desha kala vastu paricheda shunyam anantam. Shivam, all auspicious. Like of Shiva, it is untouched by, it can never be tainted. Bhagavan Shiva is sitting in the smasana, right? And the bhasma of the ashes of the mrita sharira and all that are there, but he himself is nothing can taint him. He is mangala rupam, mangala swarupam. So that is why he is called Shiva. Shiva is mangalam kalyanam. So that is a swarupa of Brahman. Mangala rupam prashantam. It is prashantaha. You see the picture of our Bhagavan. All our Bhagavan, they are prashantaha, they are smiling. Their prasannata is there. The shantata is there, and because of the shantata, the prasannata is there. Shantata brings prasannata. There is no prasannata, we can say there is no shantata. And why there is no shantata? Because there is murkata. That is how the connection is. So because we are ignorant, we worry about everything, and our worry is all about based on our likes and dislikes, extreme sense of what is pleasing and displeasing, not based on any real solid knowledge. Our knowledge is limited, and so our likes and dislikes are endless, and then that causes the anxiety and worry about the future. At the same time, what I should say, hurt and guilt about the past, This is all us in terms of our upadhi. And then where is the Shantata? Shantata is not there, then Prasantata is also not there. Prasannata is also not there. But then whereas when it comes to Brahman, Brahman is what is that? Prashantam. Then what else is there? Avidyadi dosharahitam. Avidyadi dosharahitam. As he said, the Prashantata is because Avidyadi dosharahitam. The dosha of avidya is not there. The defect of avidya is not there. The defect called avidya is not there. Amritam. Kalatraya samsprishtam. Amritatvam. The 3 periods of time, the past, present and future does not touch. Has no say on this. On this Brahman, Amritatvam. Amritatvam va niratishaya ananda rupatvena. So the ananda rupa, it is of nature of niratishaya ananda, not satishaya vishayananda. It is niratishaya ananda. It is not dependent on any object. Object free ananda. Object free ananda is your swarupa, you being the source of ananda, not in terms of your body, not in terms of your mind. Body can be a source of dukkha also, mind also the same way, but your swarupa is ananda swarupa. Then Brahma brihate sarvasmat adhikam yonim. This is Brahma. What is Brahma? Sarvasmat adhikam. It is the Brahma is unqualified greatness. Brahman is unqualified, unconditional greatness. You are great. Thyself in reality is this Brahman. That will come later. The Aikya Vakya will come later. But here Brahman itself, it is Brihatvad Sarvadhikam. And it is Yonim, Jagat Janmadi Karanam. It is a Karana in terms of being the Adhisthana. Not Karana in terms of Ajnana, it is the Karana in terms of Adhisthana. It gives Ashraya even for the Ajnana. So Brahma Vidya is the solution. Brahman is not going to remove your Ajnana. Brahma Vidya is going to remove your Ajnana about Brahman. Brahma Vidya is Vedanta Shravana Maranam. Brahma Vidya Upaya is Vedanta Shravana Maranam. Yata etad visheshana jatam tadvat swarupam api. So Advat, your Swarupa also. That is what is told in the end. This is Visheshna is about Brahman, but it is also your Swarupa. If Brahman is limitless, it cannot be restricted to outside you. It is your own Swarupa. Right? So that is your Swarupa. So with this, we will take a pause and continue with the next sloka, which is continuing with the meditation. And the meditation sloka will continue. We'll take it up next week. I'm completing the class a few minutes early with the Purnamada. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. I would I'd like to take a few minutes to talk about our Brahmalin Swami Pratyek Bodhanji Maharaj. Because of him, I got introduced to Prempuri Ashrama, and the parampara, the tradition is continuing even after Swamiji dropped his physical frame. And in Swamiji's own words, I should tell that when a Mahatma drops his body, the Sthula Sharira is dropped. And the Sthula Sharira, we have to do the honor, whatever it takes. If it is a Mahatma Sharira, it can be a Samadhi. It cannot be an Agni Daha. But whatever to be done, should be done with all respects. And we cannot have the body forever. Including if it's a Mahatma body also, we have to think in terms of what to do next, right? But what is the difference then? Body-wise, it is the same Panchabhauta Sharira. that is the sthula body, sthula sharira. Whereas our Swamiji Maharaj, he would say, especially when he is invited to talk regarding during the samsmarana of any other Mahatma, our Swami Pratikbodhanji Maharaj would say the sthula sharira matters. The sukshma sharira matters. The sukshma sharira of a Mahatma, ihaiva praviliyante. The sukshma sharira is distributed, it doesn't travel. Whereas for Ajnani, for someone who is not a Mahatma, he has got, along with his Papa Punya, he has got vasanas also. The desires also are there. So Mahatmas may, because of the Sharira, they may have some Papa and Punya. But being a Mahatma, they are vasana free. They don't have any desires. So when they don't have any desires, Bhagavan cannot take the Sharira and try to give a different birth. So what happens to their Sukshma Sharira? The Sukshma Sharira is given, it's the Prana Sharira, the Sukshma Sharira, the Prana Shakti is resolved here and now because they themselves, being Brahma Swarupa, Atma Swarupa, they are Prana, they are desire free, Ragadi Dosha Rahitatvat, their Sukshma Sharira, with all the jnana, we all enjoy Mahatma when we say we enjoy their Sukshma Sharira. We enjoy their knowledge, we enjoy their care, we enjoy their vision, we enjoy their Vishalta, their expansiveness. All this why? Because all these are the part of their Sukshma Sharira. So this great Amulya Vastu called Mahatma's Sukshma Sharira, that doesn't travel because no desire. What happens to it? It gets distributed here. The Sukshma Sharira gets distributed here to the devotees of the Mahatma in terms of and it becomes a prasada. Look how the Mahatmas are able to give prasada to us, what we can never even imagine. That kind of their knowledge, their love and care and concern, their prasannata, their prashantata. This is all not part of their sthula sharira, it is a part of their sukshma sharira. Although we miss the form which carried all this sukshma sharira, we miss that form. But what we were enjoying is actually the Mahatma's sukshma sharira, that has become a prasada. And even when the Mahatmas would live amongst us, it is not given as a prasada until they teach and until we take up to that kind of a lifestyle. But when they drop their body, they are becoming the one all compassionate Ishvara, and they are doing this great service of giving their Sukshma Sharira, distributing it to all of us. That is their prasada. The reason I am saying is not that just to say that we all benefit because of Mahatma's dropping of body, but just to say how Swami Pratikbodhanji is living with us in terms of his Sukshma Sharira, in terms of his knowledge, in terms of all the guidelines he has given us for our life, for our spiritual life, and the progress is only going to be better because Swamiji has become one with all of us in terms of his Sukshma Sharira. This is what I would like to say for our Brahmalin Swamiji, and I would like to continue speaking every time like this for a few minutes as and when time permits. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.